Alright folks, this is another league with the Bring to Light deck. Now trying a couple of new things here. Still holding on with 28 lands, but I'm trying to be a little bit more creature biased, so I brought the pulse to the sideboard in place of Supreme Verdict, and also I'm cutting the Madcap package, and instead I'm playing both Timely and Pulse of Murasa. I want to give this a shot. It may be because I'm biased because of how often I just draw the stupid Empyrean. So maybe this is just not the correct thing to do, but just to try something else, you know, where both cards are actively very, very good in the matchups where you want them. Also, Pulse goes really, really well in a deck like this one where you always want to be hitting your land drops. If you enjoyed the content, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you over there for round number 1. Alright, this is round number 1. Sure. This is the kind of hand that you would keep with AmuLIT, you know, where you just have a bunch of ramps, so you would keep it because you think you're going to be drawing a Titan. Then you never find a Titan, and you die a horrible death. But you don't regret it for a second. You never regret it. You prefer to sleep well or get hyped when adrenaline? I've noticed I perform much better when I've had a very little sleep. No, I definitely perform. I can't live when I haven't slept properly. It's really bad. It's super, super bad. That's interesting. I want to get all of my fetching gone right now. Because of Arbiter. Okay, so this is just Heliod, I guess, but with Givers? No, it is a Taxes deck. It's pretty cool. La liga anterior contra que perdiste contra Adburn. Perdí después de haber robado mi Empyrean. Robé el Empyrean, robé y no robé una tierra en 5 o 6 turnos. There's no way my opponent's playing Titan Vial, right? I think I play around path by playing my land first. I'm gonna see if they path me now. They don't. So then it's gonna be 4 mana to anger. Should be fine. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. You can anger like so. They protect Thalia. They can also go squatter themselves to save the Reclaimer. They do. Okay. That is perfectly acceptable. Is the lack of dry experimental? No, I think that dry is it's worse than them not playing dry in this deck. The drag command actually useful? No, that statement does not apply to AmuLIT. They are completely different decks, so obviously. My opponent's playing a super weird deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 5 mountains, that's 15 damage. I think I want to see a little bit more of my opponent's deck. This may be just stupid, but I think I want to see a little bit more of their deck. So I could have killed them there, but I'm not gonna. I'm really intrigued by what they got going on. Jeez. I mean, this is best case scenario for us, but still. Well. Well. Usually, I don't like to accuse my opponents of ghosting. I think that, you know, it's very often it is one of those things where, you know, your opponent maybe is just making a good play or whatever. It is that one in particular. that one in particular is a little bit too weird, you know? That one in particular is a little bit too weird. Specifically, right after I literally said I could have killed my opponent here, but I want to see more of their deck, and they just immediately concede before showing me anything else. That's a tough one to justify. That's a little bit of a tough one to justify. It's just becoming into Liba with Valaka. Do you see any nifs? Because if you see any nifs, then I definitely I registered the wrong list. Nath to light. Yeah, kind of. That would be more accurate. Voice of Resurgence. Navy 6 trying Neve to light right now. The real stars are Guile and Omnath, so you're playing all the good cards out of there, plus Valak. Fair enough. Can definitely see that. Will we get the rest of the testing days on YouTube? I really get the chance to see you live, but the votes are great. Yeah, everything is getting uploaded, Gethem. Everything is always getting uploaded to YouTube. Well, the aggro is here, right? Though at this point my opponent's at 18, so they're just dead to my Scape Shift. Super extra dead to the Scape Shift. Even better. We get extra value. Few things feel better than beating a ghost on stream. Very, very few things feel better than beating a ghost on stream. Sweet. Awesome. See you for the next round. All right. Here we are for round number 2. I'm keeping this. This hand is not great though. Voice of Resurgence confirms unplayable. Yeah, it's been unplayable for a really long time at this point. Terrible como se puede jugar tan fácil los mazos de 5 colores en Modern. Muy falopa este deck. Nah, anda regio. Anda regio. Yeah, let's go with Sagat's Triumph. Playing against Tron. For one, 1-0 if I recall correctly. Yes. I mean, there's a reason why I'm still playing this deck, right? Like, obviously I think the deck is good, and the main reason why I think that is because it's been performing really well for me. This is weird, but I think I'm gonna path pitching bold here. And the reason for that is now I get to BTL for Valky, but I get to plus instead of minus. Blue, green, black, red, 1. They they have Karn. What is this? 5 mana. Okay. It sucks a little bit. Second Smasher is definitely rough. This doesn't kill it. Gross. Yeah, it blocks it. That's why I'm doing it. I have Dismember. Okay. We drew a BTL. It's not bad. And we should win this coming turn unless they have a way to... I couldn't double bolt because I have to discard a card for each one of these. One, two, 3 mountains, which means we have 6 left. Black, green, red. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. This deck's been solid. This matchup is rough though. This matchup is not easy. In fact, this has been one of the most problematic matchups, and like the main reason why I'm playing in one of Maelstrom Pulse is because we really struggle against Karn the Great Creator. We're playing now 9 mountains. 2 Triumphs, 1 basic, 2 Roaring Triumphs, Sacred Foundry, Savai Triumph, Stomping Ground. 9. Oh, I missed the Siemens. A trophy by surgical, yeah, that's just bad. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What are the case for? The case are for, not for Chalice, because like we don't care about Chalice on 1, pretty much. But they're for liquid metal coating and stuff like that. And Snare Bridge. Each run without Karn equals Merfolk. That's funny. I've been wondering if I'm supposed to actually bring in Damping Sphere. Like, normally I really dislike Damping Sphere against Eldrazi. I think it's actively bad. I think that if you spend your second turn playing Damping Sphere, you're probably in for a bad time. But I'm wondering if like our deck is so weak to Karn the Great Creator that we just have to be playing this card. Seems a little bit too slow. 1 ramp spell from this hand being great, but damn it. Gonna keep this one though. I don't think we can ship this. Come on. Come on. Turn 3 Tron. Or we probably can't win this game anymore. If I see card, I'm just gonna concede. Well, that one we can beat. Is it just Etron or Mono Green you think also a hard matchup? Both of them are rough. When is playing well this game? Yeah, they had turn 3 Tron. Like they're playing great. Really tight play from them. Surprised when Niv is in the deck. Why? What does Niv do for the deck? Doesn't help bad matchups. Just doesn't do anything. Is AmuLIT still legal? AmuLIT is always good. If you ever think that AmuLIT is not good, it's because Valky is legal. It's the only circumstance in which I thought that AmuLIT is actively not good. Le Monster with the Prime Sub coming back for the 3rd month. Thank you so much. Love this expensive version, so beautiful. Love it. Yeah, but I mean, you don't need me to say that. I mean, I'm gonna risk it. Like, this hand is great if it works. We need to find a couple of lands and we're gonna be good to go. So is it good or not because Valky's legal? Well, you know what I'm saying. Is Trophy made the consideration for those Trons? The problem with Trophy is that it's just so bad against the rest of the format. Like, I'm already playing Path to Exile. If I'm playing Trophy, that would be in place of Path to Exile. And I think that against the wide range of the format, just Trophy is too bad. Too slow, and the drawback is a little bit too much. A little bit too costly. Okay, so if I find the land here, I think we're gonna be in good shape. Okay. So we have to find a blue or a green source off the top, and we're gonna be golden. That counts. In fact, I'm gonna need a breeding pool here. Too easy. Yeah, I know. Too easy. Fan them out. Fan them out and ask my opponent the question, what do you want? What do you want? This is kind of awkward. I think I'm gonna draw 2. I could path my own dude and just play another Omnia. No, I'm just gonna pass. The draw card of format is so quietly gross. I think it's pretty obnoxiously loudly gross. I don't think it's quietly gross. He took the verdict. I can instant speed pulse. So I think I'm passing this though. Seems worth it. There's like my opponent has removal, right? It's not like my opponent's playing a blank set of cards. Like they actually have removal. They can kill this thing. So like throwing an Omnath under just like under the bus for no real value seems like a waste. Yeah, I'm holding on to the pulse for Karn. Torpor Orb. That just doesn't do anything at all. If they get something like Sundering Titan, they are literally dobs. Which is funny. So I'm just gonna pulse Ballista and step. Opponent kills Omnath. Oh no, I draw a card. We don't get to draw a card, chat. We don't get to draw a card, chat. I guess I should cycle before doing this. It's probably fine. Pew. This card is unreasonable. Mobius, thank you for the follow. My opponent can have all this dust here that doesn't do anything. We can go at it. Boop. Got you at 4 opponents. Is that correct? Got you at 4. This card is not okay. The fact that this card hits Planeswalkers is just ridiculous. Anyway, see you for the next round. Alright, 2-0. Into the next round. This one's a little bit too slow. I like this hand though. Do like this hand a lot, so I'm gonna shift the path, I think. Omnath or which one is more degenerate? Can we just say both? Can we just say both is more degenerate? Now, Omnath is definitely fine. Omnath is definitely fine. It's a fine power level for Modern, for sure. Heyo! Now that we drew the 5th land, I think I'm just gonna Guile here. 1/1 psychic creature. Because my opponent could actually cast a Titan here if they have castle. Valky minus a Dryad. So unless they drew an amulet, they can't haste Titan next turn. They don't have a Dryad, so they cannot do Valakut stuff either. They can't Titan, however. Not going for lethal BTL next turn. How do I have a lethal BTL next turn? I'm missing either a land drop, an untapped land, or I'm missing something else. And then if I don't do anything, my opponent just plays Titan with Dryad in play. And what am I supposed to do at that point? Just lose. But now we do get to win because we stole their Dryad. I guess we don't. We bring them down to 1. We're 1 land short, I mean. So we just have to dodge another Dryad and we're fine, but if they have a Dryad, we're dead. They don't have double blue, so they can't transmute for a Dryad, which is good for us. That's a Dryad, so we're dead. I don't think there was anything that we could have done differently. I guess they have another Titan. That's the only reason why they would do this. Yeah, they have another Titan. Okay, Ego, Gusts, Decays, Pulse. Eso por cambiar de mazo. No. Kind of like the line of going for a kill a turn earlier, but I would have died. Like, this leaves me the out of actually doing something. Like, I'm forcing my opponent to have stuff. If I let my opponent tap with Dryad, I'm straight up dead to a Titan. Like, the Titan just kills me from my team. So how is that a good line? The line that I took forces my opponent to have a Titan and the Dryad, as opposed to just having the Titan and I'm just dead to it. I think my line is just better. Sure. Turn 3 Ego. My opponent says, "Why you hate me, friend?" I'm like, they don't. And this is what's up. This is what's happening. This is what's happening, whether you like it or not, opponent. I've never liked Atmosphere against Titan. Me neither. Primeval Titan. In before they have Karn in hand, right? In before they have Karn in hand. No Karns. Sweet. Okay, so now the plan for them... all frame prime times. I appreciate that. The plan for them is going to be to eventually transmute for Galakut and take it from there. ¿Cómo lo veo al deck? Muy bueno, por eso lo estoy jugando todavía. They drew Dryad? Oh, they're transmuting. Okay, I mean, they have Vesuva, so they can start to do Dryad things now. I think I'm going to Teferi minus. It's what gives me the most info. Or we can draw into something like Abrupt Decay or... They have Summoner's Pact. Okay, that does nothing. My opponent's sandbagging until they can get value from Galakut, which is correct of them to do. I'm just doing this to draw a card. Because if I find a... Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's just lethal now. Sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's lethal. You have Gust? Fun Raveler says no. The Fun Raveler says 1 mountain, yep, do that. So the cyber plan includes some number of dismembers, reclamation sage. I have no idea why. So even though my opponent knows who I am, they have not been watching my stream lately because Rec Sage doesn't do absolutely anything. I mean, it's a 3-mana 2/1 and it's old frame, so that's kind of cool. This deck seems to be a mess in paper. Not really. Usually Scapeshift decks play out a lot more cleanly than you would think. How's the match against Heliod? I played against the deck twice and I beat it both times. Doesn't mean that it's like it's a good matchup or anything like that. It's just anecdotal evidence. But it's all I got, so. I think I'm gonna ship the Guile. Opponent kept 7. I would think I shipped the Guile because this Gracer's messing me up here. Here the matchup does seem good. Without Dryad it does seem harder to stabilize though. I have not really found that to be the issue. They don't have lands? Seems like they don't have lands. So I guess I'm doing this. Okay, that was their top deck, because they can't Titan here, so that was obviously the card that they drew. Codes at Sartasters? Thank you for the follow. Opponent says don't ego me, bro. I'm not gonna ego them. Gonna gust them though. And next turn we get to Omnath into stuff, which is nice. Yeah, that's a good attack. It's a good attack with the Sloth. Put Primetime on top. So the top card is a Primeval Titan. Really gotta draw something good here. Really gotta draw something good here off of this Omnath. That's actually not enough. So assuming they don't have lands, 3 mana, they should be 1 mana short to do both. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play I'm gonna play the Fairy here. And I'm gonna minus Bouncing Dryad. So assuming no lands, which is what I think it's going on, my opponent should not be able to Titan and also Dryad. They can Titan and one of the lands that they get is Crumbling Vestige and then they Dryad, but that means that they don't get value from the Dryad because they don't have lands. So they're 26, so killing them with Scapeshift is gonna be a little bit rough. But we can use Scapeshift to not next turn because we're one land short, but we could. I guess on the following turn. Yeah, we can Scapeshift for value if I draw Farseek or Explore. So opponent's going for haste, which is probably the best line. Gives them more lands to work with next turn. I'm gonna take it because I think I'm gonna need this Omnath to win the game, and I'm gonna need to draw something very good here as well. Victor Guerra 31, thank you for the follow. You're gonna need something very, very good off of this. I don't even know what that looks like. Explore. Going at Tef. mean, that's that. So if I'm assuming my opponent doesn't have another Titan, because if they have another Titan, we're just fucked. This is rough. This is definitely desperation mode right here. This is most definitely desperation mode right now. But like we just drew a bunch of blanks, so it's kind of what we got. And it's not too much. I think I'm killing this Gracer because it makes Guile better. I think I'm attacking, so I have to get them dead. But if they have dried into Titan, we're just dead, so yeah. They have enough to cast Titan, they have enough to haste it. Alright. Rough. I really needed to draw something good there. That would have been awesome, for example. That would have been hella awesome. Anyway, see you for the next run. Alright, here we go with run number 4. This hand is just not keepable, right? Playing against the Lurrus deck. I mean, guess I'm gonna keep this one. Yeah, I'm gonna record it, but I'm not gonna stream it. Too many ghosts in the modern queues right now, which really sucks. Like honestly, like streaming this kind of events is like the best thing, honestly. I did stream when I did qualify for the event to begin with, right? And it was awesome. Like it was such a great stream to go through the whole process and eventually, you know, get there, and it's like chat and we're all hanging out and it's just great, you know. But unfortunately there's just too much on the line here. I think this deck can function without Ren or Teferi. I would very much like to play it online, but the tick requirement is quite high. Well, it's certainly going to be rough, I'll tell you that much. We can bolt this Goyf. What a gift. You love to see it. Like, probably you cannot play without the Rens. You can probably play without the Fairies, but not without the Rens. The tempo play. Idea obviously is to get to Omnath quickly. Now you're playing this deck mostly for fun and interest, but do you feel it's competitive, AmuLIT? I'm literally playing this deck because it's competitive. Like I have $1,000. I have $1,000 plus tournament this weekend, and I'm planning on playing this deck. Like I obviously think that it's competitive. I don't know why you think that I don't think it's competitive, in fact. Do you even play the Valky here? AmuLIT is tier 1. It's probably tier 1.5. Rough. Eldrazi. So wait, they're gonna take Omnath. But yeah, it's just really funny that, you know, people would come saying, like, do you think it's competitive when I'm literally playing for thousands of dollars? One of the most important events that I will play in, I don't know if ever, but definitely in a really, really long time. And people, like, they don't. I just find it funny. My opponent is in the event. Sweet. So their hand is Inquisition. White, red, black. I think I'm gonna go for Omnath here, actually. Nice Inquisition. If they naturally drew a push as their last card, then that could be a problem, but barring exactly fail and that, no, Shadow. Okay, it's fine. I think I'm chilling here. No locks. They can pump their dude, and that's fine. And we take 5, and then we gain 4. Man, we have so many. Am I attacking here? If I attack, Shadow becomes... No, there's no way I die. Yeah, so I think I'm attacking. And the reason I think we attack is now my opponent has to block the Omnath next turn, because if the fetch is lethal. Or they can just fetch and shock, and then they die. They fetch, not shock. Oh, they drew the push. Damn it. That's so disgusting. Well, I mean, we have a ton of draws that just win the game here. BTL wins. Another Omnath probably wins too. Path to Exile buys time. I'll take it. But this is a 2-turn clock. Something, please. Brutal. That's super rough. Like, I can't believe we just lost that game. That is so rough. We had so many top decks, man. So many top decks to just win the game. Ugh. If their knight had been Hexdrinker, we'd have died earlier. Not necessarily. Yeah, we had so many draws to just win the game there, man. That's so brutal. We had 3 VTLs, 2 Omnats, Verdict just like cleans up. Teferi's redraws plus effectively, you know, more than Time Walk because now their knight is not lethal anymore. Bolt, I guess, is not good. Keep this hand. I don't like Veil against this kind of decks. I'm playing Triumph on one, I think because of Ren. And I'm definitely gonna be plussing here. Maybe I should have gotten an Overgrown Tomb there. Went after Ren. Yeah, I think I might have thrown the game here. I think I might have thrown the game. I had to get Overgrown Tomb. Because now I'm not gonna be able to Omnath on turn 4. That was a very bad mistake. Very, very bad mistake. Fucked it up. Is this a top deck right now? I don't know. Maybe. I think it's very good. Okay. I guess my opponent's hand was not very good. Omnath does not forget that fashion. No, he does not. He does not. I got a basic thinking that I wanted to play around Scourge, but the reality is that because of the nature of my hand with Double Decay and the Celestial Purge, like I'm only gonna get to play one spell at a time, and because I want to decay this turn, if I get a white source to purge there, then I can't decay on the following turn, and then I can only play only one spell a turn. It's all sorts of a mess. So I could have gotten super punished. but my opponent's hand was, I guess, worse than mine somehow. I mean, my hand was good, but like the fetching didn't just work out. My opponent's hand could be anything. It could even be a boat. Fetch land. Well, I know about that path to exile. They should probably take the Ren here. Seems like the worst card in the hand. The best card in the hand, yeah. Is there any worth card in Strixhaven asking for a friend? I don't think so. That's very much on purpose, though. Like, Strixhaven definitely is a set that they were trying to bring the power level down of Magic overall, so it makes sense for it to be. I think I'm pathing this night here. I have another path, and I also have a path to a Celestial Purge, and this means that my opponent cannot play Scourge. So I know that this sounds like a weird, maybe a little bit hasty path to exile there, but I think it's worth it. That's awesome. I'm gonna do white so we can both purge and the other thing. So now we have access to the Fairy Minus and then Guile, Purge, or Path. That's a Shadow. That's a Scorch. Oh man. Yeah. The reason I'm saying that is because my opponent's going to sacrifice a creature before they get to game 4. So they can just sack one of the Scourges. Brutal. We want to do it right now, though. Even the exile happens at the end. It happens second, which is super weird. So I guess I'm going to gain 4 in exile. But it's not going to exile the Scourges. Super awkward. super awkward. Why isn't the wording saying exile at the very end? I guess they're not keeping this into consideration. How is Kaya's Guile not keeping in mind the presence of Scourge, right? Okay, so we have perfect info. Last card in hand is Lurrus. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna BTL for Valky. We get to Valky minus on a clear board. Opponent has no cards. They can top deck exactly Lightning Bolt. And then the game is a little bit closer. You get to play a Scourge. Think this is gonna be game? Resolves. Yeah, sweet. See you for the last round. All right, folks, last round of the day. Sure. Gonna get Sagoth Triumph. We don't have red mana, which is the only problem with this hand. I guess depending on what my opponent is gonna do over there. They go basic island. It's kind of scary. I guess I'm gonna go for... We have green. Yeah, let's just go for the Jeskai Triumph. Land, please. The only thing that was very scary there is if I draw a Ren and I don't have a red source, it's a complete disaster, right? What the hell is my opponent doing over there? Volatile Fjord. What the hell? Are they playing Scred? Is that what's up? Gravenlore! Oh my god. That is not enough to be putting this card in your deck, opponent. I strongly advise against this. Strongly advise against it. Gonna make it 1/1 exile their graveyard. That means they get to use a mana leak or remand or whatever here. Because they're gonna discard. So. Huh, they choose to not use it. Okay. I think I'm supposed to jam here. And I know that my opponent is probably holding on to something, but I just don't think that it's getting better for me. And it's never, like, my opponent has an active Jace, so it's not going to get better than them having 2 mana. So I just have to jam and hope that somehow one of their 7 cards is not a 2 mana counter spell. Wait. Well, I think I'm going to go for broke. I think I'm going to go for broke. Yeah, they're going to counter the second thing. Yeah, which makes sense. Like, their play was correct, obviously, but it's one of those things where I just have to hope that somehow my opponent doesn't have it, even though it's extremely, extremely unlikely. And here we're gonna do the exact same thing. This time around I'm gonna get Omnath. Probably gonna get countered as well. Cryptic Command. Snapcaster Leak. Okay. So many control decks. I feel like I've been playing against control decks every single freaking round. Ugh. So this turn we're gonna get to Ren plus Scape Shift. And that's like our last shot, basically. I'm just gonna fire off that bullet, and if that doesn't work, then we'll probably just pack it in. But yeah, I mean, drawing multiple Path to Exiles against the control deck is pretty much always going to be a death sentence for a deck like this one. Okay. One last shot. Fairy, Veils, Maelstrom Pulse, cut these, cut these, cut these. I guess I'm beginning Gust seems better than Purge. Decay seems like a fine answer to Moon, but it's probably a little bit too color intensive under a Blood Moon to resolve Abrupt Decay. It may be better than Bolt. Let's do 1 and 1. Put Murasa better than Farseek? I don't think so. Because the life gain just doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep this hand every time though. Please don't snare me, bro. Still think I gotta jam into Spell Snare. Because the upside is just so much higher if this resolves. And next turn we're worried about Mana Leak, right? Yeah, but instead of rebuying a card, I'd rather take a land out of my deck, right? It's just a much better effect. We're getting gusted here? We are getting gusted. That means we get to resolve 3 fairy. That's nice. Sure. Good old turn 2 rain to turn 3 Teferi. You don't agree, but it's okay. I mean, it's kind of the same effect, right? Unless I'm missing something. Like, I guess we can rebuy Omnath if they counter it, which could potentially be better than Farseek. But Farseek, like right here, I'd much rather have Farseek than Pulse, right? Because Farseek doesn't cost me a land drop. See, Farseek's great. Farseek also fixes her mana, that's true. Magma Opus has been cycled. Whoa. Cryptic Bounce? Is that what's going on here? Bolt. I'm okay with this. Blue, green. Okay, so we're gonna need a Triumph in order to cast Omnath. I guess I could have got a basic Plains, maybe. Now this is much better. I think I'm just gonna pulse this, like whatever. Yes, we're using a real card, but like my opponent cannot beat my board. Why do we cut Farseek over? You're comparing things that are not comparable. Like you're comparing Lightning Bolt to a Farseek. You're comparing Lightning Bolt to a Pulse of Murasa. Like those cards are just not doing. They don't have the same purpose. They're doing different things, and they're in the deck for different reasons. Like if you have Farseek or Pulse of Murasa against your opponent's Jace, like it's not gonna be great. But Bolt may be able to kill a Jace. blue. Omnath. Start getting this game over with. Three, four, five, six. So next turn we win. Gust. Just gonna gain some life here. I should have gone bottom. It doesn't matter. Like we're winning next turn, so not particularly relevant where we send with that. I think Ego is just good enough for Jace. You have quite a few good namings, it feels like. I disagree. Especially in a matchup like this, you don't want to be preemptively answering your opponent's cards, because it's not how the matchup plays out. Like, this is a grindy matchup. Because I could have also played the Omnath there. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, it's definitely possible that my opponent had a Jace right there in hand, right? But that's kind of the thing. Like, they have to spend mana on the Jace for the Jace to do anything. If I bring on more Ego, then they are not spending mana for the Jace to do something because it's wasting a card in my hand. And not only that, but also they get to draw a card. So it's not even like if I take it from their hand with a surgical, I can find a really, really roundabout way to get card advantage out of it. Or like, I at least get card parity. That's just not the case. Because that's not how a Mordigo works. Counter-Strike would be good inside against control and mid-range, but against mid-range is almost non-existent. Also, it's not a problem. Like, I'm not particularly preoccupied about the mid-range matchup. I'd rather my sideboard slot fix what I think are the deck's issues as opposed to making what I consider to be good or okay matchups even better. You know what I'm saying? May get punished for this, but maybe I won't. It's not looking great though. And at this point, I guess I don't think my opponent is playing Blood Moon. So we're gonna exile the graveyard, make it 1/1. Another one of those. So we can gust the Magma Opus. No me acuerdo contra qué perdimos. Tampoco es tan importante. Ah, AmuLIT. Sí. Does this go back on top after I gust? I'm honestly not sure. It says if it will be put into a graveyard. It doesn't say if it will be put anywhere else. It says that they put it on top of the library. Just gonna get some info here. Gust, Leak, Tarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're 1 mana short of. Archive guides thing but follow. Maybe I should have fetched before doing that. Before resolving Gust. Just gonna chomp. Just trying to buy a little bit of time here. How many bits you get a special VIP stream? Viewing of the big event Saturday. $1 million. $1 million. Let's go to how's the deck. It's been pretty good. How many bids for front row live seats? $5 million. Am I going to breeding pool just to cantrip here? Ugh, we're going so low on life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they just have the fucking thing I lose now. I totally forgot that Gust. Oh, man. I'm literally just dead. That's so counterintuitive. God damn. Yeah, I'm just dead now. Yeah, I lost. I totally forgot that like they just put this back on top of their deck. Whoops. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can draw. Brutal, man. Totally forgot about it. Okay, we died to blue-red Magma Opus. When you Veil when they cast the 7 mana thing instead of Gust? What do you mean? I mean, they still get to draw the card, right? They still get to draw 2 cards. They still get to like do a bunch of shit. This just stops the tapping and the thing. I honestly thought that it would just exile it for good, but it just didn't. Okay. Alright, that's gonna be it for me today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I still think I like this. I still think I like this. I feel like our prowess matchup can be a little bit better now because we have more creature removal as well as early interaction, particularly in the form of Path to Exile. I think that the Omnath is just the way to go. Like all the time, every single time, I just want to see Omnath all the time. Omnath's great. So the sideboard definitely is what needs the most work. I'm going to continue trying to figure out whether Timely Pulse is better than Madcap Empyrean. I've been just punished by Madcap Empyrean so many times at this point, I don't even know. Yeah, I think this deck's great. I think this deck's very, very good. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.